Space whales? Nope, rather deal with devils. Chapter 52, Fan Fiction by Azazyel. Running a Black Friday sale for the next week, November 26th, 25 to December 3rd, 25, with a 40% off first month and yearly subscriptions to my Patreon with this code 3B10. Running a Black Friday sale for the next week with a 40% off first month and yearly subscriptions to my Patreon with this code 3B10. I used my mystic eyes of depth perception to find the area with the strongest congregation of mana, and thus it didn't take me more than a couple of seconds to pinpoint the Adventurers Guild, and then less than a minute for me to fly across the city and kick open the door leading into the Adventurers Guild. Where is she? I thought as I ignored the people standing up with their hands going to their weapons, seeing me carrying a bloodied young girl in my arms as my form glowing with Touki all but teleported to the back of the guild as I found her. That blue ring of hair wasn't something I could miss. Wah! Who the hell are Dash? Kazuma yelled out, seeing me zip to their table, and I ignored him as I gently put Kuna down on the edge of the table with my hand still holding up her body so I could keep the fake heart pumping. Aqua, I need you to heal my friend here. Seeing her face scrunch up, I held in a scowl as I said coldly. I will pay, of course. But please, Goddess Aqua, this girl needs to be healed. Her eyes widened, and a gleeful look crossed her face as she chuckled. Oh ho ho. Finally, someone who recognizes my talents. But what offers have you come to offer this goddess? She asked pridefully. For a moment I wondered why she wasn't healing Kunu, and then I remembered that Aqua could raise the dead, so she didn't care if Kunu legitimately died here and now. And that pissed me off. Enough that I snapped out. I will kill one of the Demon Lord Generals if you heal her right now. No more bullshit, Aqua, or I will kill you myself, and it will be true death with no reforming. I snarled at the end as my powerful mana slammed down on everyone with my mystic eyes of death perception, boring into her soul through her own eyes. In that moment, I saw Aqua realizing I was something else. I could see the cobweb-covered cogs in her head turning as she realized I wasn't of this world, I was a reincarnated person, and thus she knew. These eyes and my threat weren't a joke at all. I would carve her open, and in her weakened state, there was nothing she could do. After a long moment, Aqua refocused as she heard what she wanted and said. Wait, so you will kill one of the Demon Lord Generals? Why not just go kill the Demon Lord for me? I can grant you a super-duper powerful wish if you do that. But I remained silent even as the guild's adventurers closed in with their weapons drawn. Finally, Aqua pouted, and knowing how I was looking at her, she picked up her staff and focused with her power flexing as she called out. Super Aqua Heal. A corona of light covered Kuna's form, and for a moment, I was scared her heart would violently react to the citry water magic I used to keep her heart pumping, but I could feel in real time as her heart was regrown along with the rest of her damaged flesh. And then I could even feel her gaining weight as Aqua's magic all but just conjured up more blood within Kunu to pump within her new heart. I exhaled in relief, calming down, and then as I relaxed, I felt an arm all but slam onto my shoulder as a gruff voice said. You are under arrest, kid. I looked behind me with all but a sneer as I said plainly. Get your hands off of me. This is your only warning. I wasn't going to be arrested. I didn't give a single flying turd about this world's laws or anything else. I was basically a planeswalker, and I refused to be locked away for any amount of time, although it would weigh on my conscience. The lives of this world's occupants didn't matter to me. The armored guard who had grabbed my shoulder squeezed as he ready to swing his fist into my stomach to knock the wind out of me. Aqua shouted out. Wait. He was just super emotional, I am not pressing charges or whatever. Not only myself, but even Kazuma and everyone else in the guild looked at her with an expression that read as, Are you serious? And the useless water goddess huffed as she patted her chest and said. I am the arch-priest Aqua. I have forgiveness in my heart, and this young man just needed his friend to live from a mortal wound she was dying from. So long as he pays for the broken door, everything is fine, right as we adventurers always get rowdy. The guard chuckled, patting my shoulder as he said. All right, then, little lass. If he causes any trouble, I will put him in the cells for a good week for him to cool his head. Looking around, I finally calmed down and relaxed slightly, seeing everyone going back to their tables, though they were keeping an eye in our direction. But my thoughts were cut off as Aqua asked bluntly. So, that flat-chested wench is already reincarnating people, huh? And then out of nowhere, a rubber slipper appeared and slapped Aqua in the back of the head with a loud smacking noise before disappearing before anyone, but me and Kazuma, could see what had happened. Aqua's face scrunched up in tears, and my face twitched as I could feel something old and powerful had just did that, and Aqua all but whimpered. That wasn't Eris. Whatever, just go kill a demon general, and I don't want to be bullied anymore. I smiled wryly, shaking my head as I took a breath and said, if I give you and your partner a chunk of the money I get from the bounty and killing one of the demon generals, can I see you use your healing magic again on some targets? I asked. I didn't need an adventurer's card that would probably only work in this universe or whatever, as I had my own magic, and I simply didn't trust the system of power in this universe due to how utterly unreliable the gods were. The best thing for me to do would be to just learn the magic itself, and then I could just use it as my leisure rather than getting too involved in this world. Even as Aqua puffed herself up to demand to take most of the bounty or whatever, in a surprising turn of events, Kazuma pushed Aqua's head down as he said happily. Yup. Do you want these useless archpriest's party tricks? She will happily share them all. So how does 20% sound? He asked greedily, but still measured in how he looked at me. I couldn't help a small smile as I hefted Kunit carefully into my arms, and I said more softly. Fine. I will have his head in a couple of days. So Kazuma, keep your goddess honest for me. I said, and he flinched as he knew I was beyond dangerous, with how even Aqua looked scared of me for a minute before her greed and stupidity overrode that fear.